Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today is September the 3rd, and I am just coming back to kind of give you all a little update and a recap of what's been going on with the Hambrick family. So as you've seen in my last video, me and my husband went on a vacation. We took a road trip to Las Vegas, Nevada. So before that point, the month of July, we were not able to do IUI because I had a cyst on my right ovary. So the doctor encouraged us to try to conceive on our own. Wasn't able to take any type of fertility medication or anything of that nature. We didn't get pregnant in the month of July. We were gonna start the IUI process again in August, but then we just decided we were gonna kind of take a little break and just go on a vacation, clear our mind, stress free. So that's what we did. Our vacation lasted about 9 days. We drove from Texas to Las Vegas, Nevada. We stopped in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we also stopped in Wickenburg, Arizona, and then went on to Las Vegas. We stayed in Las Vegas for 5 days, and then we drove back. We stopped again in I think it was Gallagher, New Mexico. All right, so after getting back, I'll say a couple of days later, a couple of days after we returned back home, I noticed some changes in my body. I started to feel cramping, which started on about the 21st or the 22nd. Now, at the time, because of the month of August, when we were on vacation, we decided not to track ovulation. We wasn't going to stress about it. You know, we was just going to enjoy each other, enjoy our trip, and have a good time. So I thought that I was going to ovulate the week that we got back. So when I started feeling the cramping, I thought, okay, I must be ovulating. So I started trying to track my ovulation. I did it for like 3 days and didn't show any type of peak, any type of ovulation. So I said, okay, well, I must have already ovulated. So I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, well, the cramping will stop. So the cramping continued. I had cramping straight for about 7 to 8 days, right? During the midst of the cramping, I also had breast soreness, breast tenderness, frequent urination, and I kept telling my husband, something is going on in my body, like something's happening. But I wasn't sure what it was. Didn't want to say that it was pregnancy because I felt symptoms before and ended up not being pregnant. So I didn't want to get my hopes up, didn't want to get his hopes up. Was just like, nah, it gotta be something else. But then I was like, well, it's not PMS because it's too early, because I do have cramping and breast tenderness a couple of days before my period is supposed to start, but it's only like maybe 2 days before. This was a whole week before, so I didn't know what was going on. So it just kept progressing. It never stopped, never slacked up. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I am pregnant, so let me start testing. So I think I took my first pregnancy test at 9 DPO. Big fat negative. No questions asked. No faint line, no nothing. Straight negative. Okay. Still cramping, still having breast tenderness, still frequent urination. I was experiencing some nausea. So I was like, okay, I tested again on 10 DPO. Big fat negative. No faint line, no nothing. Just one line negative. Okay, so let that day go past. 11 DPO. I tested again. Guess what, you guys? I got a big fat negative. It was negative again. So at this point, I'm just like, okay, well, what is it? You know, I knew that something was going on in my body, but the pregnancy tests were all coming up negative. So I was like, okay, whatever. 12 DPO. Tested again. It was also negative. 13 DPO. That morning, the AM, I tested again. It was negative. I tested again. For some reason, something told me to test again the night of 13 DPO. So that's what I did. I took another test that night and got a faint line. So I thought I was kind of tripping. You know, sometimes our eyes see things that's not there just because we are wanting to see the positive so bad. So the only other test I had left at this point was a clear blue digital test, which I knew if I was pregnant that it was way too early for the digital to detect it. It was not going to say pregnant. It said not pregnant. However, the first response said pregnant because I had a faint line. So I took the clear blue digital apart, and on the test strip it had 2 faint lines. Well, the control line was dark, but the test line was faint. So again, me doubting my own eyes, I took both tests. I took the test strip and the first response to my mother-in-law, had her to look at it and see if she saw the same thing that I saw. And of course she did. So I didn't say anything to my husband that night. I got up the next morning. I went to the store, grabbed some more pregnancy tests. I came home. At this point, we are 14 DPO. I tested again. I got a faint line. So I took another test, and it too had a faint line. So I said, okay, that's 4 tests with faint lines. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant. So all the symptoms that I was feeling was pregnancy symptoms. So I went and, you know, got my husband a little gift back, because at first I wasn't going to tell him. I was going to try to wait until the lines got a little darker, but I couldn't hold it any longer. So I went ahead and told him. He was still kind of iffy about it because of the lines being so faint. But the morning of 14 DPO, I called my doctor's office and scheduled some blood work so that they can check it to see. So went to the doctor. They checked my blood work and they called back 2 days later. It was supposed to be the next day, but for some reason the labs didn't come in when they were supposed to. So they called back and confirmed that we were pregnant. The same day that they called back, I actually went in again for them to recheck my levels to make sure that my levels were doubling. So when I went back, my levels actually tripled in the 2 days. So that was a good sign. So today, September 3rd, I just left the doctor's office. I just did more blood work so they can check my levels again to make sure that they are continuing to rise. So at this point, you guys, we are, based off of the first day of my last period, we are 4 weeks and 6 days. So we will be 5 weeks tomorrow. So I just wanted to let you all know that we are pregnant. and like, comment, and subscribe to this video. My next, or to my channel, I'm sorry. My next video will be my line progression video. And then I'm gonna kind of keep you all updated on what's going on. I should be going in for a sonogram pretty soon, so I'm gonna try to get that footage on camera for you all as well. Baby dust to everybody, and have a great day. So we got the first digital on 15 DPO, and the digital that says pregnant was taken on 17 DPO. Stay tuned for my line progression video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and click on the notification bell.